So you're trying to lose fat, but how do you know exactly how much you should be eating every day? And more importantly, how do you avoid setting your calories too high, stalling your progress, or too low, wrecking your energy? Hi, I'm Janine with FeastGood.com. Today I'm going to walk you through exactly how to calculate your calorie needs for fat loss step by step using the same method our team of nutrition coaches at FeastGood use with their clients. By the end of this video, you're going to know your numbers, understand the process, and avoid the biggest mistakes that keep most people stuck. So let's get into it. Some key takeaways. First, you're going to need to calculate your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure, and subtract 250 to 500 calories to create a realistic fat loss deficit. Second, most people get stuck because they underestimate portions, they try to out-exercise bad eating habits, or they set calories way too low. Third, aim for a ½ pound to 1 pound per week. Faster than that is usually not sustainable. And finally, using an app like MacroFactor or Chronometer makes the whole process 10 times easier. So what's counting calories anyway? So counting calories simply means tracking the energy you eat from food and drinks each day. Most people track because they want to either lose weight or gain weight. You can absolutely do it with a pen and paper, or you can just make life easier and use one of those calorie tracking apps. And that's going to calculate the totals for you. When your goal is fat loss, the rules are simple. Eat fewer calories than your body burns. Hit enough protein to protect your muscle. Balance your carbs, fats, and fiber to stay full and reduce cravings. If you want to learn more about tracking macros specifically, I have a link in the description. So what determines your calorie needs? There are 5 factors that drive how many calories you burn daily. BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate. Your basal metabolic rate is the number of calories your body burns at rest, just keeping you alive. So breathing, circulation, cell repair, all of it. This makes up 60 to 70% of the calories you burn in a day. You can calculate BMR using the Mphin-St. Jeor equation or the Cunningham equation if you know your body fat percentage. And if you don't want to do the math, you can use the FeastGood BMR calculator, which I've also linked. Number 2, thermic effect of food. This is the energy your body uses to digest food. Protein burns the most, then carbs, then fats. This is one reason higher protein diets help you stay full and increase calorie burn slightly. Number 3, this is the one everyone knows, physical activity. This includes your workouts, your lifting, your cardio, swimming, running, whatever you enjoy. For best fat loss results, I recommend combining strength training with cardio and then just staying active throughout the day. Number 4, NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. NEAT is everything you do outside of the gym. So walking, standing, fidgeting, cleaning, running errands. This is a massively underrated factor. If your fat loss has stalled, improving NEAT can make a huge difference. Number 5, TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. Your TDEE equals your BMR plus TEF plus activity plus NEAT. This is the number you use to set your calorie deficit. To lose fat, eat 250 to 500 calories below your TDEE. This keeps things sustainable. So let's walk through it step by step, how to calculate your fat loss calories. Step 1, you're going to calculate your BMR. So using the Mphin-St. Jeor equation, for men, BMR equals 10 times your weight in kilograms plus 6.25 your height in centimeters minus 5 times your age plus 5. For women, BMR equals 10 times your weight in kilograms plus 6.25 times your height in centimeters minus 5 times your age minus 161. So for example, if we have a 30-year-old woman who weighs 150 pounds or 68 kilograms and is 5'4", 162.5 centimeters, her BMR equals 1,385 calories. Again, you can just plug this into the FeastGood BMR calculator, which makes life a little easier. Step 2, estimate your TDEE. Multiply your BMR by your activity level. Sedentary equals times 1.2. Light activity times 1.375. Moderate times 1.55. Very active, 1.725. Extremely active, 1.9. So for example, BMR 1385 times 1.55 equals 2147 calories TDEE. Step 3, set your deficit. Now create your calorie deficit. Aggressive, TDEE minus 500. Conservative, TDEE minus 250. So let's look at it using our example. 2,147 minus 500 equals 1,647 calories. 2,147 minus 250 equals 1,897 calories. We recommend starting closer to the higher number if you want to keep hunger and fatigue low. Okay, now step 4, track your calories. You can track with a pen and paper, but honestly, using an app saves hours and it keeps you consistent. Now, if you don't want to spend any money, you don't have to. A lot of these apps are free or they have free versions. But our top recommended apps are Cronometer, which we ranked best overall, MacroFactor, which is the best user experience, and Noom, best for habit building. I've reviewed all these apps in the past for this channel, so please check out those videos if you want to see if they're right for you. And if you decide to try MacroFactor, use the code FeastGood for a 2-week free trial. Now for step 5, monitor and adjust. Stick to your calorie target for 2 to 3 weeks before adjusting. If your weight doesn't move, then just lower your calories by 50 to 100 per day. If you lose more than 2 pounds a week and you feel terrible, I mean, you have low energy, you're hungry, you have muscle loss, that means your calories are too low. So increase your calories slightly. You can track weekly using scale weight, body measurements, and progress photos. So here are some common mistakes that a lot of people make when they're doing this. The number one thing is calculating your deficit but not tracking consistently. This is the number one reason people stall. You think you're eating 1,600 calories, but you're actually at 2,000. Apps like MacroFactor eliminate this guesswork. Number 2 is underestimating portions or forgetting snacks. This is huge. 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, that's 100 calories. A slightly heaping spoon can push you to 50 to 70 calories higher without even noticing. During a deficit, accuracy matters. Number 3 is trying to out-exercise a poor diet. People say you can't exercise away a poor diet, and it's true. Eating 250 to 300 calories of chips and chocolate, you'd need 45 to 60 minutes of brisk walking just to cancel that out. Let diet do most of the work. Use training to build muscle, stay healthy, and boost calorie burn, not erase overeating. Number 4 is setting calories way too low. Sure, you're gonna lose weight quickly, but at the cost of muscle loss, cravings, fatigue, mood swings, and a slower metabolism. That's why we don't recommend deficits larger than 500 calories. Now, 5 tips to stay on track. Number 1 is prioritize protein. This keeps you full and it protects muscle. Number 2, use a food scale. It's the most accurate way to track. Number 3, eat more fiber. This is gonna keep you fuller longer. Number 4, track water intake. It helps hunger and digestion. Number 5, enjoy your food. Use spices. Put low-calorie sauces, air fryers. Don't make dieting miserable. Now for some realistic expectations and long-term success. Healthy, sustainable fat loss is 0.5 pound to 1 pound per week. That might not sound very fast, but it's gonna help you keep more muscle, your metabolism is gonna stay higher, you're gonna stay more consistent, and you're gonna maintain your results long term. That's the goal, right? To stay the lower weight. And if you want structured support, accountability, and a custom plan, you can apply for one-to-one nutrition coaching through FeastGood.com. So if you follow the steps in this video, you'll know exactly how many calories you need for fat loss without guessing, without starving, and without spinning your wheels. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.